All right.
Hello. Thanks, Arthur. So my name is Pekka Abrahamsson, and here we are together with Arthur Evensen, and we are. This is our third, not a daily stand-up, but our weekly, bi-weekly reporting and demo of our project. So we are building Essence Workbench for the Essence practice, so that the students can essentialize any method effectively, and the idea of the user group is a student. So here, unlike in the previous videos, I would start with trying out the demo as now, and I haven't done it before, so it's my first time. So let's see how it works. All right. So, and Arthur, you can explain what's going on. So new Essence methods. So here we go. I just so I'm a student now and I'm trying it out, and we call it, of course, the best method, which is Pekka Agile. So it's the amazing Agile new version. And here we have Pekka Agile, and let me see now what we can do is that we can clearly work on it. So let's make some alphas, and as I'm a student, I see that there are many colors. So let me see. Here we go. That's the first. Okay. So here's the way we do it. Let's bring up some, and here are some descriptions. Create nodes of activity type in the endeavor category. Okay, sounds a bit clumsy.
Yeah, eventually those descriptions will be made a bit better, of course.
All right, but you need to explain at the same time. So we have we can also create some work products. We have probably some. Looks like a role, right?
Yep.
So these are roles. Creates nodes of role type in the endeavors. Okay, I have many roles. All right, so I have many of these things. So how do I? Let me just. Okay, and I want to add something. So I want to.
What do you want to do?
I want to do something with this. I want to, no. Can I inspect this? Go further?
No, you can't yet. This is only at the graph level at the moment.
All right, so, but I was able to add some essence, using the essence notation to bring up some of these very effectively. Yeah, that's good. And here we have, let's say, some different color, and this is now patterns. So if I want to put a pattern here, I do that as well. Yeah, okay, this is something that, and if I make it one too many, can I remove it?
Yeah, there's a tool for removing it.
I throw it away?
No, if you look at
Oh, but look, this would be nice. I would throw it away. Boom! But where does it go? Here's this one.
Yep.
And I can start killing them.
Yep.
The ones that were too many. Now I realize that I don't have any, so I can pick. All right.
And if you try typing something at the keyboard at the moment.
Okay, so this is the thing. So so here we have the descriptions, and so this is an alpha type, right?
Yep.
And if I pick it like this, and then if I start writing, and we can take the.
No, the tool you have selected at the moment, the pointing finger is used only to move them around. You have to select the
text.
Yep.
Okay. We have some minor things yet to be done, but it looks like activity, and we have a pattern, and the work document.
Work product, yeah.
Any type of work product. Yeah, all right. And then, of course, Pekka Agile can be remained, and this was successfully created. Show or destroy. And I want to show it. Comes here, and this is something that I haven't yet tried out. What is this? Okay, now I got it. So I can make a fancy connection.
Yep.
That's cool. All right, guys.
I have spent several minutes just sitting there and whirling those arrows around in idle distraction.
I think this has to go there. This is like all the agile things come back there. All right. Good. Is this so? I think that we can now take up the the feedback that we received from the last time. So, Stefan recommended that you should think through some use case flows for creating practices. There are at least 2 interesting flows. Create practice elements based on the Essence kernel. That means here one use the kernel as a kind of framework for thinking and working, and the other one is create practice elements from scratch without bothering about the kernel, and then possibly at some later point in time bind these practice elements to the kernel elements.
Yeah, so at the moment, of course, we are creating practices from scratch, as could be seen. The interesting thing, of course, is that the kernel itself consists of the same practice elements as any method. So in a way, a very simple way to bind it to the kernel will be to have this kind of make a new method with a kernel as a kind of initial framework.
So here's the feedback where I'm coming from.
But probably to start with, we'll just focus on the kernel-less approach and get that up and running, and then later on add the kernel in that case.
Yes, and Stefan continues that if you want to support the Essence practice composition later, the kernel binding will need to be in place in some form.
Keyword later.
Yes. And then finally he would recommend that you separate the concerns of actors, practice authors, versus practitioners, team members when creating and using practices. These actors may overlap to some extent, use the same features of the tool, but they may also require their own specific different features. How do you comment on this?
Well, we are trying to make a tool that will be easy to use by everyone. So if it's easy to use by everyone, then there shouldn't be that much need for those kinds of individual role features in the application. And also we are kind of aiming at students to teach them better approaches than getting stuck in the method prisons of old. And in most student cases, they want to be method specialists anyhow, and therefore we probably operate in a kind of cross-functional team where everyone dabbles in it. An interesting thing there though is that there should probably be a way to share the methods purely visually without a means of editing them, as well as sharing them in an editable form.
I agree, and we start with students, so that the software engineering students around the world is our client. And here we are ending. What will happen next 2 weeks?
I'm going to change some of the CSS because the CSS is a mess as soon as you zoom in or out. And then I'm going to add the top bar, which will have some file handling stuff. For example, the save button and some shortcut to making a new method. Then there are going to be 2 more tools here probably. One for changing the origin of the graph itself. So you can just drag and move around the graph, and one for selecting several features and then moving those around instead. After that is done, then we will add some kind of account support and stuff like that, and then we will actually be able to use it as a kind of version 1 where we only support the graph view, and then we will of course hopefully get some user feedback and stuff like that. And then we can add on the card handling second level of depth at a later point.
Thank you, Arthur. I think that was all, and that was 10 minutes this time. So thanks all for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.